My name is Ben. About 6 months ago, I finally moved out of my parents' place into my own apartment. It's nothing special, a one-bedroom on the 3rd floor of a building that's probably older than my dad. But it's mine. It's a kind of quiet, predictable independence I'd been craving. The days fell into a comfortable rhythm. Work, the gym, dinner, maybe some video games before bed was exactly what I wanted. The first thing I noticed was the smell. It happened about a month after I moved in. I'd come back from a weekend at my girlfriend's place. The second I opened the door, I was hit with this faint, sweet odor. Like overripe fruit, or maybe a cleaning product that had gone bad. I figured I'd left a banana in the fruit bowl or something. I checked the trash, the fridge, everywhere. Nothing. I opened the windows to air the place out, and after a few hours, it was gone. Forgot about it. I became a maniac on my hands and knees, checking under the stove, behind the fridge, convinced a mouse had died in the walls. The super, an older guy named Frank, who always looked annoyed to be alive, came up and took a sniff. He shrugged and said old buildings, could be anything. He suggested I pour bleach down all the drains. I did. The smell faded after a day. The real unease started with the small things you can almost logic away. I'm a creature of habit. I leave my keys in a small ceramic bowl by the door. One Tuesday, I came home, and they were on the counter next to the microwave. I stood there for a full minute, trying to remember if I'd been in a rush that morning. I decided I must have been. Then it was the chair at my small kitchen table. I always push it in when I get up. One evening, I found it pulled out at a slight angle, as if someone had just stood up from it. My skin prickled. I live alone. I checked the locks on the windows. All fine. I told myself it was the cleaning lady, but I don't have a cleaning lady. I told myself I was getting sloppy, that the stress of my new job was getting to me. I had this incredibly vivid dream that I woke up in the middle of the night to see a man standing in the doorway of my bedroom, just watching me. He was tall, thin, and backlit by the faint glow of the streetlights through the living room window. I couldn't see his face. In the dream, I was paralyzed, and I woke up gasping, my heart hammering against my ribs. It felt so real that I had to turn on the light and check. Doorway was empty. It was just a nightmare. I knew that. But the next day, I couldn't shake the image. On a whim, I bought a cheap, motion-activated nanny cam online. It looked like a simple USB charger. I plugged it into an outlet in the living room that had a clear view of the front door and the entrance to the hallway leading to my bedroom. I didn't expect to find anything. I think I just needed the peace of mind. 2 days passed. Nothing. I'd check the app periodically and see empty, time-lapsed clips of my living room in the dark. It was boring. I felt stupid for being so paranoid. Then, last Thursday, I got a notification on my phone while I was at work. Motion detected. I opened the app, expecting to see the clip of me leaving for the day, grabbing my keys from the bowl. But the timestamp was 4:11:04 a.m. I'd been at my desk for hours. The video was only 10 seconds long. It showed the front door opening, not being forced, just swinging inward smoothly, like someone had used a key. The figure that stepped inside was the man from my dream. Tall, thin, wearing a dark hoodie and jeans. He didn't rummage or steal anything. He just stood there for a moment, his back to the camera, looking around my living room. Then he turned his head slightly, and I swear it was like he was looking directly into the lens. He couldn't have been. The camera was hidden, but the angle was perfect. He walked out of frame toward the kitchen. The video ended. My blood went cold. I called the police immediately and left work. They met me at my apartment. It was empty, of course. Nothing was stolen. The only thing out of place, which I noticed but didn't tell the officers because it sounded insane, was that the kitchen chair was pulled out again. And the sweet, rotten smell was back, faint but unmistakable. The police took a report. They said it was probably a previous tenant who'd kept a key, maybe looking for mail or something they'd left behind. They told me to get my locks changed. I did that same day. But here's the thing the official report doesn't capture. The feeling. This wasn't a burglary. It was a visit. He wasn't there for my TV. He was there to be in my space, to sit in my chair, to breathe my air. The dream wasn't a dream. I'm sure of it now. I was so deeply asleep that I didn't even wake up when he was standing there. He's been inside while I was home, while I was sleeping. I'm moving out at the end of the month. I can't stay here. But every time I lock the new deadbolt, I think about the ease with he opened the old one. I think about how he knew my schedule. And I can't stop wondering if getting new locks is just like pouring bleach down the drain. It masks the problem for a little while, but it doesn't stop it from coming back.